thanks so much for joining me today on GinaHainesTV. Today we are going to talk with Shar Devine. She is a photographer and she loves her work. Come on, join me.
Hi, I'm Shar Devine. I'm a professional photographer and I specialise in doing portraits for women. I also do weddings and I do a little bit of editorial work where I write and photograph for magazines, and I have a couple of little boutique commercial clients that I work for.
She rehearsed this.
You gotta have an elevator pitch.
So good.
Is that an elevator pitch?
That is your elevator pitch. Yeah. Is that your real name?
It is. Do you want to know where my name came from?
Yeah.
And this is the kind of the ironic thing, and I can actually show. I've never showed anybody where my name came from,
okay.
so I can show you if you like. When my mum was looking for bridesmaids dresses for her wedding, she came across a magazine that she was looking through, and in the magazine was a page advertising a fashion label, and it was called Sharine Creations. So my name's Sharine, so it's spelled S-H-A-R-E-N-E. So it's from the 60s, so you imagine the hair, the eyelashes.
Shireen, probably.
No, Sharine's fine. And she's got the eyeliner and the little, the Mary Quant style dress on, and she kept the page, which I have, and that's where my name came from. And all through my life, people have said to me, Shar Devine, wow, is that your real name? Is that your stage name? And I go, what do you mean my stage name? And after a while, as you get older and you get a bit more confident with yourself, people will say, oh, is that your real name? And I go, no, it's my porn star name. And people go, oh. Have a little bit of a panic.
It can't be your porn star name, because you figure out your porn star name, you take what was the name of your first pet?
Buffy.
See, you know where this is going. And then what's the name of the first street you lived in?
Ashworth.
So Buffy Ashworth.
Yeah, or actually no, Poplar Lane, so it would be Buffy Poplar.
Oh God, Buffy Poplar, or Buffy Lane.
Buffy Lane. Oh gosh, that sounds like a name that could bring down governments, doesn't it?
Buffy Poplar. Yeah, there you go, so that's your porn star.
Yeah, so I guess it's kind of a little bit fatalistic that I ended up being involved in a wedding industry or a visual industry, because it was right back even from my name. And my grandma used to make silk flowers for weddings and things like that. She'd make beautiful artificial flower bouquets and things. So I guess it was kind of...
in your blood?
Yeah, I think so.
It was in your blood?
I think so.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Totally.
You obviously you've got to bring a part of yourself into this arena. So what strengths do you bring forward?
I think to be able to make people relax and feel confident and take away the panic and the fear of being in front of the camera. And I think most importantly is bringing out the true person that's hiding in there that we tend not to show. And I think for people, they don't realise just how beautiful they actually are. They perhaps don't see it on a daily basis. Women in particular tend to put themselves last, and they don't often have the opportunity to feel nice and feel confident and take a bit of time out just for themselves, away from family, away from their commitments, away from the daily grind. It's just about them. And you see a real shift in the images from when you start to when you finish. And I can see that. I can see them relaxing. I can see their, them showing their true selves, and that old adage, the camera doesn't lie. And that's what I think perhaps my strength is that I can make people walk in here and leave just floating and being on air and just had the best time. So the majority of the work I'm doing under the portrait umbrella is motivational and confidence building portraits for women. So that involves finding out from women how they want to be photographed, why they want to be photographed, and giving them sort of a really wonderful experience. Most people don't like the idea of having their photograph taken. They would rather go to the dentist.
Truly?
Truly.
The dentist.
They would rather go to the dentist and have their photograph taken. And as women, we tend to be the ones that shy away from the camera for the most part, and we end up not existing in images for our families and for future generations and our children. You know, we always say we're too hot, we're too cold, we're too old, we're too this, we're too that, and we do that in front of our children, which I think is really sad. We need to promote ourselves as being positive, strong, beautiful women, and focus on our good features and not just totally hide away from the things that we don't like, because we actually project that to our children. Even though we push them in front of the camera all the time, we don't actually do it for ourselves.
That's true.
I think in nowadays, particularly with young girls and things like that, the whole idea of body image and things is quite a big issue, and I think it's really nice to demystify that whole thing and to say, hey, you know, you are what you are. Let's just celebrate that and record it, because we are here for such a fleeting amount of time.
That's true.
And we change so much. So. To see people see a part of themselves that they perhaps didn't know exist or had forgotten existed is just amazing. And as much as the shoots are for them, I also find that I get a lot out of it as well. It's quite cathartic for me. And just seeing people exude that confidence and that love for themselves is really, really amazing. And that's what I think is really important.
And is that your best bit?
The best bit? I think it's the best bit. And also just knowing that going forward for their family, that they have images that their children can see and love and adore.
That's lovely. Okay, so what drives you? Why do you want to do this stuff?
I think that being a creative person, you have to do something that nourishes your soul. I can't turn photography off. It's on 24/7. I always see things visually. I'm not a very, I don't know, logical person, I suppose, if that's the way it is. And I can only do things that are mundane and repetitive for a certain amount of time, and then I have to have something that offsets that. I think the idea of what I do and how that impacts other people is what drives me. To know that people can come back to me and say, Shar, those wedding images were just incredible. My dad passed away and they're the best photographs that we have of him. You know, to create something that has that kind of longevity and has that kind of importance is, you know, there's no better feeling, really.
What do you think the root of that feeling is?
That's a really good question.
Thanks, I thought of it myself.
Oh, you're good. You can take that one. What's the root of it? I guess growing up, I didn't think I was a particularly creative person. I had a very creative grandma, or Nana, which I spent a lot of time with her, and I didn't think that I had a creative bone in my body. And it wasn't till later in my work life and in my life that I discovered that I could be creative, but I just hadn't found my medium. And the medium was cameras. You know, I still draw stick figures to this day, but my artistic side comes through my photography. I think it is more than just taking photographs, and I think the day that happens, where it becomes methodical and a job, and even though it is a job, and it becomes mundane and you're going through the motions, and that's the day you need to stop. Because the essence of what you're doing is not there, the passion is not there, the drive is not there, and it would be a very sad day if that ever happened for me, because I love it so much and I'm very passionate about what I do.
Is your photography your joy of being?
It's one of them. You know, I have a lot of other beings, you know, as in, you know, being a wife and being a mum and, you know, coffee maker, dog wrangler, op shopper. You know, there's a lot of things that, a lot of hats that I wear, but it is a very, very big part of who I am and what I am. Most definitely.
And under all those hats that you're wearing, you know, give me 3 words. The Shar.
The Shar. Oh my goodness. Fun. Perhaps professional, and I think friendship. You know, that's really a big part of who I am. I love my friends. I love my family. I think that's what essentially comes into my photography work is that whole balance of things. I don't answer that very well. I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, it's funny, but if you came back to it, I think you would still say you're professional.
Yeah.
I still think you would say you're fun.
Yeah.
And I think that idea of, it's already come through, that friendship is really strong for you, because you really like, you know, once you've interviewed, or not interviewed, photographed someone in their wedding, and then they come back to you when they want their child photographed or something else.
I think it's relationships.
I think you nail it.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, relationships for me are really important. You know,
maybe that's a better word than friendship.
Yeah, I get a lot of my energy and drive comes from that area. You know, a lot of people are perhaps a bit more introverted and they need that quiet time and they need that space. I need people. I need to have that kind of input around me, and that's what, you know, drives me. That's what gives the creativity, working with other people in that kind of area. I'm very much a people person.
Yeah.
Challenges?
What's challenging?
One of probably my biggest challenges is having enough hours in the day, because, you know, I can only do one shoot a day, and, you know, time-wise, you know, that can often be a constraint. Maybe sometimes financially can be a constraint as well. I think earthquakes have been a huge constraint, but we're getting past. I think we've reached a point where we've gone over that hump now, which is fantastic. It's been a big rebuilding process for me.
Yeah. You've been doing this for a long time now.
I have, about 20 years. Yeah. 20 and a bit now.
So for you, what's work happiness? If you finish this sentence, you go, work happiness is?
Happy clients. It's a very rewarding industry to be part of, and I must say that I am really lucky that my job makes so many people happy.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a win-win.
Absolutely. What would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
When I was 18, I had a really firm idea about what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. And I think if I went back and told my 18-year-old self, I would say to her, carry on with what you're doing, because all these things that you're doing now will put you in the place that you need to be. And where you need to be is not what you think you're going to do now. Because that's essentially what happened.
Okay, yeah. It's that idea sometimes that until you, from here you look back and the dots join.
Yes, they do.
But there, looking forward, you could never imagine probably when you were 18 that you were going to end
absolutely
up
not. No, absolutely not. It was not in my radar at all. I kind of felt that I kind of just wafted through things, but there was must have been a master plan there somewhere that is kind of linked it all together.
And it depends what your belief system is, but I believe that. I believe that often what you think is not what you should be doing is absolutely what you should be doing, especially when you look back.
Yeah.
What do they say? Hindsight gives you insight, but not foresight.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the times I think, you know, the opportunities that have come my way, I've been incredibly lucky. You know, I've been photographed and met some amazing people, and then they enrich, you know, your life as you go.
So have you led a life of enrichment?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I feel very, very fortunate to be able to experience that, but also just to be able to say to people that I really love what I do, because not a lot of people love what they do. And that makes me a wee bit sad. You know, people go to work every day and hate what they do, and you spend an awful lot of your time and life at work.
And that's why,
you know,
being true to who you are, doing work that works for you, and living the life you love, or loving the life you live, is just so. It's
so important. You know, and it is a process. You know, and I think you have to. If I was going back to my 18-year-old self, I would just say, you know, be patient. You know, it will all come together. Yeah. You know, just believe.
Be true to yourself.
Yeah, just believe in yourself. Yeah. And just go for it. Who knows where it might lead?
Who does? Thanks so much for joining me today with Shar's interview. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I loved hearing how she's been true to who she is. She's found work that works for her, and she's loving the life she's living. If you enjoyed it, please like it and share it, and check out more work happiness interviews on GinaHaines.com. Have a great day, and thanks for joining me.